Ruby on Rails has exposed two assertion methods that it uses to test itself. These methods are set no queries, which takes a block, and assert queries, which takes an integer in a block. Assert no queries expects that the block of code that you pass to it generates no queries, and assert queries expects that the block of code that you pass to it generates a number of SQL queries that's equal to the integer number that you pass to it. So how does this work in practice? For this, I've prepared a simple Rails main application with a user model already, and we are going to test now that no queries are generated with the assert no queries assertion method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run user.none that I expect that it generates, that I know for sure generates no SQL queries. None is used to create a scope that's supposed to represent an empty result set. So we have user.none, and if I run this, the test should pass. This is what I expect because assert no queries asserts that user.none generates no queries. Now I'm going to comment this out and move on to the next method, which is assert queries. And with assert queries, what I'm going to do is pass it an integer with which is 1 in this case, and then pass it a block. Now instead of none, this time I'm going to pass first. First generates one SQL query that's supposed to fetch the first user from the DB. So I'll run this, and we should expect that our test passes. Okay, so these methods are working as we expect them, and you can use them in your application for what they're meant. You can use these assertion methods to test that the code blocks that you write generate the specified number of queries that you expect them to run. On the other hand, let's say you pass a block of code to assert no queries that actually generates a number of SQL queries. So we're going to write another test that says assert no queries raises. And then here we're going to do assert no queries do, and then this time we're going to pass user.first because we know user.first generates a query. We expect for this to fail, so let's see if this works. And yes, it fails. So these are the new assertion methods that's available inside of active support test case that you can use in your applications if you're running Rails main or if you're on Rails Edge. So that's it, and talk to you in the next one.